everyone, and it is Saturday, and it's the Man United agenda. I am solo, and I'm solo back for the time being, and I'm joined as always by Brush. Hello, Brush. How you doing, sir?
Big up, Solo. Your eyes don't deceive you, people. He's back.
Oh, it's, you know what? It's a strange one being back as well. It's, what, 2 years now? Or coming up to 2 years since our last show?
I believe it's been that long, bro. So, when I got the message, I knew I had to be on today, man.
Yeah, no, big respect for that one. I know it is a Saturday, but what we'll try and do is try and come on as often as I can over the next coming few months and whatnot. At the moment, guys, there's 15 people in the chat. Make sure you're hitting that like, share, and subscribe button as well, on the road to 4K subscribers. But yeah, with it, Brush, it's one of them ones where I'm in the loop, but I'm not in the loop, if that makes any sense to you at all with what's going on.
Comments. Yeah, I always see you in the comments and that, bro. I know you'd be supporting. But yeah, no, it's good to see you back though, man.
Yeah, it's nice. It is nice. But go on, Rush. As we haven't spoken for such a long time about Manchester United and about what's going on. But guys, the two topics we'll be discussing is about Hojlund, about him want a start in for Manchester United no matter what, and also we got this whole thing with Jadon Sancho, which we'll discuss as well, going to Italy as well. Seems like most United players are probably going off and doing a better job elsewhere than at Manchester United. But yeah, Brush, go on, talk to me a little bit about what the ins and outs and how you look at things at Manchester United as well, and also about the manager, because I've not had any conversation with anyone about this manager at the moment.
Okay, all right, yeah, we can get into it, man. Regarding loans and stuff, yeah, it's a bit of a poison chalice at United at the moment, isn't it? It seems like everyone that's gone out has done better elsewhere. With the manager, there's a lot of question marks. He's quite stuck on his system and wants to do things his way. And we know that he hasn't had the tools thus far, really, to implement that. So this is a big window ahead. We have to, see what he can do. And then this time next year, I think we'll be in a better position to judge. But I do have question marks going forward, especially some of the decision making, some of his inability to adapt in certain situations. But I've given him a bit of leeway thus far because of our lack of options and just youth on the bench. So, sometimes I've looked at it and I was like, bro, how many people who we actually have who can come on and make a change? So, so going forward, there's a lot of question marks. Big transfer window ahead, like I said. Obviously, the finances as well are a little bit of a concern. We have to sell to buy and whatnot, or that at least that's what they've told us. So, yeah, just looking forward to any kind of news, really. There's one or two sagas I'm a little bit worried about. Jadon Sancho and Rashford, seeing two of them. So yeah, if we could get those out the door and it doesn't drag all summer, then that would be great.
Yeah. Quick one, Brush. I'm going to drop it to you. I might get you to do some of the comments for me a bit later on. Okay. But before I give my sort of 2 pence piece, I'll give my 2 pence piece first before I actually get into it. So for the manager itself, obviously Seven Hag, I think we should have got rid of him after the League Cup final against Newcastle. I've made it abundant so many times on the channel. I've spoke to people about it. We should never have given him sort of a new contract and give him so much more money to spend, because a lot of people used to say Solskjaer with Friends United, where he wants to play his friends, he wants to do certain things and get certain friendship back at Manchester United, where I thought with Ten Hag he was going down the same road with that. Now we've got Amrin in, and yes, he's done fantastic at Sporting Lisbon, but if you remember rightly, season before when he went to West Ham and the whole thing with West Ham, he went to West Ham. They said no to him because of his playing style. It won't suit those players. Then he went to Tottenham. Same thing again. Doesn't fit the system.
He held talks with Liverpool as well.
He held talks with Liverpool. Same issues with him. United at their time, where we should have got rid of Ten Hag. I've always said to people about Poch, a lot of people still believe that I'm incorrect about Poch. The reason why I've always said Poch, I know even now, if Amrin was to get sacked, I'll say bring Poch in, and it's all to do with youth. I think Poch could do such a great job with the youth that we've got at Manchester United right now, rather than selling off what we have for sort of to balance the books at United. And I think that's what the massive thing for me is at United. I've always stated I'd rather see us come 18th in the Premier League or 16th or whatever in the Premier League using our youth player, not paying overpriced players to play football. Because it seems like for us as a club, we unfortunately cannot, and when I mean cannot, seem to get things right at this club. And it's not necessarily always from the manager, but it's from the owners down to sort of like the players. Some players got to take responsibility for being on as well. Guys, for anyone watching, please make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button as well. So, Brush, we're just going to say hello to a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there showing some love, guys. So, at the end of the day, guys, we really appreciate you being on. As I said, we're on the road to 4K subscribers. So, we just need all your support. Share the show, share the contents and everything as well out there, guys. And yeah, thank you. So, we're just giving some love to people, Brush. I'll click through them.
Yeah. A lot of comments. All the regulars are here. Steph's here. King Dino in the house. Mr. B. Who else is there? Linval, Stewart.
Big up, Linval.
Niall.
Where is it? Yes. Wow, it's Solo. Yes, Titanium.
I think you took everyone by surprise, Solo.
Yeah.
I think they were expecting to see you.
To be fair, Troublemaker Rebel basically had a thumbnail done and it says Solo Saturday, and I said, listen, don't do it. It's not about me. It's about the people who's watched the show. Nothing to do with me at all. And here he is as well. Big up, Rebel. Big up. Welcome back as well, Rebel and Column, to the channel as well, guys. So there's lots of changes going on in the channel. There's some surprises as well, which me and Brush probably discuss a bit later on as well as the show keeps going on. I'm Titanian and Brush, big up, show the love. Solo returning. Then you got Linval. Make sure you got a fresh trim. You know what? No, I didn't. This trim was from last week. Big up Steph as well. Who is this? Well, have you seen anyone out there yet? No, I've not seen anyone at all. I'm probably having a conversation. Matty Bassett, long time. So Niall as well, I can see. Big up as well, Niall. Long time. I do know we're chatting. I'm just a bit welcome back, Solo. Big up to you as well. I'm just going to fly through some of these guys quickly. What else is there? Sevens. In the 7 like, guys, make sure there's 37. Make sure by the time we leave this show tonight, we get at least 37 likes. Yes, Brush, that's it. So first things first, Brush, all these transfer Manchester United I've linked with. Let's get in a little bit of it because I love to sort of talk a little bit about it. We're literally linked with everyone. Every season is the same, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we generate a lot of clicks and that, but yeah, so there's and it's the funny season, isn't it? So every day we're gonna hear new things, especially in this one little week where they've decided to close the window. Everything's gone into overdrive, I feel. But yeah, we look to be getting business done early. Cunha's already in through the door. What's your views on him?
So that's the point there. So Cunha, yeah. Up Wolves, obviously, we know what he's like. He reminds me of a Cantonares player. What I mean by that is his behaviour, basically his antics, what he does on the pitch.
It's a good thing you clarified that, Solo, because the comments are about to go crazy, bro.
Yeah. So,
you can't just name drop the king casually in a conversation.
His behaviour is like the king. Behaviour is like the king. But as I said, for me, Eric Cantona is not the king. For me, he's the GOAT. He's God of football to me. That's where I look at Eric Cantona.
All I'm hoping is that the talent matches the attitude and all of that, isn't it?
Yes. So with it, you ask yourself, he's a Man United fan, he's Brazilian, always support Man United, but at the same time, who else out there wanted him?
Listen, trust us to go buy a Brazilian who's very un-Brazilian. He's very physical, he tracks back, he does all the dirty work. Not much flair. I have 1 or 2 question marks, but no doubt he's an improvement on what we have. But that's not really saying much after the season we had. We were absolutely atrocious.
Yes.
I do think the fee is slightly on the higher end of what he's worth, but obviously it's the release and that, so it wasn't even negotiated. I would have liked it for about 40, 45, but I'm probably in dreamland because these days people just get fees out of thin air, don't they?
Again, this is my whole thing with it. So we've brought in a player who no one else wanted. At Wolves is a pain in the arse. What I noticed as well, Man United, and tell me if I'm wrong, it's almost like players who turn up against Man United, all of a sudden we want to sign him.
I think this summer is slightly different because I think now they're looking at profiles. So it's clear to see that they're looking for players that fit what Amarim wants to do.
Yes.
My only early concern is still when you look at the fees of the players that we're linked with, even Mbeumo is likely to be the next one. And we're talking upwards of 60 million. You know, that's already 120 gone on 2 players.
Yes.
And then there's talk of a striker coming in as well. And the kind of names we're linked with the 2 Victors, Gyökeres, Osimhen, the new kid on the block as well, Hugo Ekitike this week. So already when you look at that, if it goes to plan, we're almost 200 million down on a new front line, but there's still so many other holes in our team. So it's just for me about that balance and also our ability to get players out this summer because there's a lot of players left over from the old regime who are on high wages, who are overpaid and underperforming.
Yeah.
So it makes them difficult to shift. So that's my concerns really. I'd really like to see some outgoings in the next month.
Yeah. So guys, quick one, 46 in the chat at the moment. Make sure you hit that like, share and subscribe button on the road to 4K. Yeah. So you sort of gone on to that now with some of the players underperforming. Obviously, we've got a striker who literally featured in every game practically this season and hasn't stepped up, hasn't performed. But in some of the games, I do feel sorry for him because it seems like the team doesn't trust him. So he doesn't, doesn't go to him.
It's a mess of our own making, Solo. It's a square pegs, round holes kind of thing, isn't it? Because surely when they interviewed him, he would have put across what he wanted to do. And, you know, he actually said he wanted to come at the end of the season.
Yes.
So we insisted on bringing him in and gave him an ultimatum, kind of.
Yes.
So he's come into a situation that he didn't really want to come into. And then, you know, we spent big, obviously, last summer. So come January, you're not really in the position to back him the way you need to as well. There was a lack of new arrivals. So, you know, he kind of had one arm behind his back, if you like.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll give him a bit of leeway. But obviously, this can't happen again. If we're anywhere near where we are now this time next season, then I think it's curtains.
You know what my problem is with it? It's, I understand about the manager point of view, and I get he wants to play a certain system. Yeah. Mm-hmm. My issue is with him playing a certain system, just like the players he wants the players to adapt to his system.
Yeah.
Why isn't the manager adapting for the time being to a system that will get Man United result? Because
I understand it, because obviously at the end of the day, Solo, it's a points game, isn't it? Like, so, you know, success buys you more time, so you need to pick up wins. But obviously this season they've just said this is a write-off, kind of, you know. I can only assume it's the fact that we've tried that before and reverted back. Like, you'll remember when Ralph Rangnick was there and he tried his 4-2-2.
Uncle
you know, and when the players stopped, you know, they just went back and reverted back to normal. Even under Ten Hag, you know, when he tried to do his things and it didn't work out, he reverted back to what we're good at and played to our strengths. So I think we're going in a new direction, obviously. And so that's what it's about. It is annoying and frustrating to watch at times. But again, I can assess it better once he has a window under his belt and gets his players in. But I do have concerns. But all of this comes from top down in it, Solo. So it's on upper management.
I 100% agree with you guys. 50 in the chat as well. Really appreciate it. Taking your time out on Saturday to watch me and Brush having a conversation. Big up to Matthew as well for the £5 donation as well. Appreciate that. Lots of respect to you, mate. So, like you said there, you touched on it there, where obviously the manager, there's overpaid players, but a question I'm going to pop to you quickly. Right. And this is where I think people got to almost take a rain check on themselves and think more logic rather than thinking about sort of like Manchester United, oh, because it's our club, we want our club back. Now, Brush, if your employee sat there and you perform this season and you say, right, we're going to give you a pay rise and we're going to knock your money up to from, say, I don't know, average 40k, we're going to give you 60k and for your performance. Now, they'll give you a 2-year contract. So the first year you perform well, the second year you're not performing. Your employee then turn around to you and say, you know what, Brush, I think we don't want you anymore. We're going to send you on loan. Is there an entitlement of that person then to sit there and say, right, I'll take a pay cut to leave the club? Or do you think that person needs to sit there and fight their corner and say, well, it's your fault for giving me the money? Rather than everyone, because I look at Rashford, Sancho and them guys, and fans are going, oh, but they should take a pay cut. But it's not their fault the club is mismanaged and misrun.
Absolutely. I understand it from both ends of the spectrum. If I'm the club, then obviously I'm asking people to take pay cuts and whatnot. From the players' prerogative, they signed the contract. They agreed to it. So they're entitled to whatever they're owed. And, you know, it's easy for us to say, oh, you should take a pay cut to go here and there. But, you know, in that position, why would you walk away from that money? Jadon Sancho, for instance, on 300 grand a week or whatever, this is probably the last time in his life that he's going to get that kind of contract. So why would he walk away from it? There's no incentive.
It makes no logic sense for me, because if my employee is sitting there saying to me, right, Solo, we're going to give you this much money, that much money, but then automatically I'm not performing in that manner, then unfortunately it's not my fault. It's not my fault the club gave me that money. It's not my fault. I mean,
with the Rashford situation, like it just speaks to the sheer incompetence of the previous regime. Because we allowed him to run his contract down, and it just so happened that in that season he had a very good season. So then the ball's in his court, innit? Really, he's got all the cards, and you can't be seen to let an asset in his 20s leave on a free, because that would be ridiculous. So then you know, we're blindsided, and you have to give in to the demand. So that's why we're in the mess that we're in. The one bit of leeway I will give to Ineos is obviously they're still dealing with players from the prior regime, which is why this window I think it'll be difficult to shift a few of them. But overall, when I look at their incomings and whatnot over the last season, it's not been too bad. I don't think there's been any abject failures. If we're really being overcritical, I can say that maybe we spent about 10 million more on Ugarte than he's worth. There's one or two where the jury's out, but you know, they're very young and raw talents, like Dorgu. Like, he wouldn't have been my choice. There's a whole bunch of actual wing backs with more experience, and even ones in the league. We've seen the likes of Kirkes now going to Liverpool. Out Nouri's gone to Man City recently. Frimpong, you know, all in a similar sort of value that have moved on. But you know, we have to just see how it goes, I guess.
But would you say though, Brush, it's obviously we talk about mismanagement and stuff, things like that. But wouldn't you say, like, where's the scouts? Why the scouts ain't seeing these things? What we are seeing, we can clearly see these players. And again, who is it? I think is it Forest have gone to the Brazilian league and taken 2 youngsters from the Brazilian league. And how can we as scout can't go to these leagues and get players from it?
Again, it's a mismanagement, isn't it? So under Ed Woodward, it was such a circus. Like, you know, we can't really judge based on that. We have to now look at Ineos. And even with them, you can see that they're trying, but they've got things wrong. Like, you know, the whole Ashford fiasco. We chased him for 6 months, and then he was here for 5 months, and they've gotten rid of him. So, you know, where was the due diligence? So there's 2 ways you can look at that. You can look at it as sheer incompetence, or you can look at it the other way and be like, well, at least they didn't sit on a bad decision. They identified the issue and got rid of it straight away.
Yeah.
So, you know.
It's true. It's true. Quick one. Brush. Mr. B is asking, how much holes do you need to fill?
Oh, mate.
We'll be all day.
Yeah, we'll be here all day, Mr. B. Now, honestly, so because I'm looking at it thinking, we're going to part with the best part of 200 million on just the front line. And then I'm thinking, well, this manager likes to play with wing backs. In this formation, wing backs are of the utmost importance. And we're not linked to a single one. And for me, the ones that we have at the club at the moment are all rotational options. No one's a first team out and out, you know, certified wing back. So that's a concern. We need another centre half. You know, the experience of Lindy and Evans going out, and I think there's going to be too much pressure on Heaven. And especially now that we play 3 at the back as well, I think it's important that we bring in a centre back, especially because Luke Shaw you can't rely on. He's always injured. And Martinez as well. At some point, we have to have conversations about Martinez. 3
I've been
consecutive
having,
seasons in
I've been
which
having
he's
this
not completed the full
conversation.
season.
Yeah, sorry, Brush. I've been having this conversation a long
Yeah.
time ago. He should have long gone. He should
Yeah,
have gone
so that's a big concern. The guy behind the sticks is a concern. Ideally, I'd like to get rid of him this summer.
No comment about him. Jesus.
Yeah. So that needs to happen.
2.50.
Because no matter how good of a system you've got, or no matter how good you're playing, he's a liability. And if you just concede stupid goals, then you're, backs against the wall always. So that needs to change. And then obviously, you would have heard about the Bruno Fernandes Saudi links and all of that.
Why? Why we again, Brush? Quick one. Ask the people out there as well, because I've not asked the chat. Bruno Fernandes staying at Man United. I look at Bruno Fernandes as part of the problem of Manchester United. And the reason I say it, it's the simple fact is, as a captain, his behaviour on the pitch is disgraceful. Bruno Fernandes, for me, has not had a good game in 18 months for Manchester United. That's why I look at Bruno Fernandes.
I think that's a bit harsh, Solo. Listen,
Man United best player.
Even this horrible season that we've had, like he's like Marmite, innit? Either you love him or you hate him. It's one of those ones.
The problem for me though with it, Brush, everyone voted him the best player this season. Our best player before got injured was Ahmad. Ahmad was our best player.
Yeah, Bruno he was one of the few bright spots.
Exactly. Again, Harry Maguire, people do not put respect on Harry Maguire's name. Yeah, Harry Maguire got that winning goal against Lyon. Oh, it's everything that we win. Whenever we win a game, it's Bruno Fernandes. When we lose a game, it's everyone else apart from Bruno Fernandes. And that's my issue. He gets his
fair share of criticism, but also he is useful as well, because anytime anyone's criticised, and because he does play every single game and that as well in it. So, but when he's out of the team, you do miss him as well. But what I will say though, for this link to Saudi, from a club's perspective, from a business perspective, it would have been smart to cash in. He's a player who's 31 in September, 100 million in the position we're in. I don't think you could have turned that down, and I'll tell you why. From a footballing perspective as well. First of all, you're never going to get a like-for-like replacement. You're not going to replace his numbers in a one-for-one. But what you do is when you cash in on a player like that, you reinvest, bring in 2 or 3 guys that improve the team as a whole. Now, the concerns I have is that this manager has set out his system, and he's very adamant about that. So we're not going to see any adjustments.
Yes.
So where do I see Bruno Fernandes fitting into that? This is the issue. So he can occupy one of the 10s next to Cunha, but if Mbeumo comes in, then, do one of those guys move forward and he plays in the 10? Because I've got real concerns if he's one of the 2 in the midfield, because there's no balance in that midfield. There's no 2-man midfield in which Bruno works. When he plays deeper for Portugal, it's in a 3-man.
Yes.
In a 2, unless you can go scout the next N'Golo Kante regen with 3 lungs, I don't see how that works with Bruno playing deeper. And then if you've got Ugarte there, we know what he's good at. He's a destroyer, but he can't really move. So if you play with Ugarte, you need to go get an elite ball carrier, someone like a Barella from Inter Milan or a Frankie de Jong or something. So it's a bit of a mess at the moment. And then you've got young guys like Kobbie Mainoo, who we really should be looking to build around. And I don't really see what his best position is either. So the manager's got a lot to think about this summer. But that'll probably be the area that we're least likely to improve in this summer. But the manager might have to, work his magic, because this is where he earns his money. Because that's what separates the good coaches from the great ones. Being able to adapt to situations and get the best out of players. So, maybe the solution is internal. Maybe it's Collier. Who knows? You look at Liverpool, for example. Yeah, they needed a 6 last season. They tried to get Zubomendi. They didn't. They acclimatized with Gravenberch.
Yeah,
and he did a wonderful job there. So we need to start seeing things like that as well.
Yeah, but again, going back to like what you're saying, the manager with Bruno Fernandes and sort of like signing Cunha and players, I look at him as a luxury player. That's what I look at him. Him and Bruno Fernandes, a luxury player. Bruno Fernandes, if Bruno Fernandes dropped back deep, when last did you see Bruno Fernandes play a good game playing from deep? He hasn't.
It's a bit hit and miss, isn't it? That's what I mean. That whole balance at the back, in the middle, it's all off.
Yeah. So you've got 2 players who's going to be playing, and you're going to need, like you said, a ball carrier. I'm not sure how true the rumor is, but there's a rumor that Fred might come back to the Premier League. I wouldn't mind Fred back.
Jesus, what are we doing?
Listen,
I'm happy for all the players that have left and they had success. Like I love watching a little bit of Scotty McTominay here and there. But yeah, listen, we made the right decision on the people that have moved on. We don't need to go back. We need to look ahead to the future.
Big up to Alan. I've never seen you before in the chat, so if you're new, welcome to the channel.
Solo, another man I forgot to mention, Casemiro. That's also a big problem.
Legs.
Especially now that we're not in Europe as well. Like his usefulness has declined for me because obviously you see the best of him in Europe.
Yes.
In the Premier League, at his age, I don't think he can really cut it, and he's on ridiculous wages, and nobody's interested. So we might just have to eat that for the next year.
Big up Red Devil Studio as well. I'm still in contact with you a bit. So, and then also we will go through some comments, guys. I promise you. I just want to air some things, and plus I ain't seen Brush for ages. So Vincent, big up. Yes, I am here. Hi, I believe there's Rich in the chat as well. I've not seen him yet, but big up Rich if you are in the chat. Should we go through some comments and then? Brush, would you mind? Because your eyesight's better than mine, so you'd probably be able to see some of the comments a lot better.
If you just highlight the message you want, and I'll just read them out.
Right, let's go. Niles in the building.
Big up legends. Big up legend. Welcome back, Solo. You have been missed by the whole community, man. Yep.
Oh, big up. Respect.
All of us. Matty Bassett says Pochettino has gone backwards from his Spurs time. Yeah, it's not really looking good for him with the USA job right now either.
Did they lose the other day? I think they lost the other day quite heavily, didn't they?
Quite heavily, yeah. I think might have been 4-0 or something.
Yeah.
King Dino, I think we'll be stuck loaning players out again, and we'll pay more than half the wages again. Yeah, this is part of the problem, Dino. Some of these guys, nobody wants to buy them, and they're on such ridiculous wages. Like with the Sancho thing, for example. If we don't get a buyer, I can see a scenario in which we do what we did with Alexis Sanchez.
Yes.
When he went to Inter Milan, where for the final year of the contract, we just think, you know what, we're just going to send you out on loan, and then have them pay part of the wages at least, and then after that, just release you for free.
Yeah. I'm titanium. There's one from him. I'm get sacked.
Give it Johnny Evans till end of season. This is another thing though, guys. So, you need to plan ahead, right? So you can't have any sort of mid-season sackings. So they've decided to go in this route now. They need to, take their time and really assess it. And also, this is the other thing as well, and a slight concern. If we now recruit for this system,
yes,
and it does go Pete Tong, and you have to get rid of the manager, do you then target another manager who plays with wingbacks?
Well, the only other managers you can target would be the what's his name from Crystal Palace, because remember the system.
Yeah, because he won the FA Cup playing that formation. Yeah.
My thing is, and I look at it, and Amarin has to take responsibility for what's going on. And again, as a manager, I look at him as a manager. He likes throwing people under the bus. He loves it. Yeah. So he does. Like when you look at Poch. I'm not Poch. Sorry. What's his name? Oh, Matt Tottenham manager. Yeah. Ange. Yeah. When
Big Ange.
Yeah. When
now, isn't it?
Yeah. But when they lose games, he didn't come out and blame players, did he? He took responsibility.
I've not really seen that from Amarin. I think Amarin's taken.
Oh, he does. He does. He throws everyone.
He's
too young.
He's honest to a T, Solo. Sometimes I wish he would say less.
But that's the issue. Says nothing. Keep quiet. Don't sell the journalists and give journalists stuff to go on print in the paper. Because you're making it hard for yourself. Going out telling the whole world this is the worst.
You know what it is as well? Ever. It's because it's our club, innit? Like, because the amount of interviews this man has to do as well is utterly ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if he's obligated to do them. I wish we'd heard less from him. There's an interview every other week.
Keep quiet. That's my
yeah, but this is also the thing, innit? Like, because it's us, the media love to make something out of nothing, really.
Yeah, I get it. Hi Lucas, big up. I spoke with you the other day. I know we spoke. Linval is here. I'm giving this manager a full season Don't diss him so soon. I'm going to be honest. My realistic ambition, with this, and I'm going to put it out there now on my debut back onto the channel. He'll be gone by Christmas.
Wow.
Honestly,
my target for next season realistically is top 10.
Top 10.
Top 10.
Oh,
when you look at the competition in the league now, Solo, he's got a massive job on his hands. Obviously, we'll have a better idea of how things are looking at the end of the window, right? But even say he gets all the pieces that he needs, it still takes players a while to gel and get into a groove and to understand each other's game. So I don't think there's any easy fixes. And this is one of the hardest leagues in the world in terms of competition. The money makes it ridiculous as well now. It's no surprise to me at all that the 3 teams that went down last season were the 3 promoted teams with the smallest budgets, because everyone else has international superstars.
Yeah, which is understandable. You know? Yeah.
And also, if I can just say as well, like Crystal Palace last season, finished 12th, I think, with 53 points.
Yeah.
And the season before, they got 49 points and finished 10th. Like, the level of competition in the league is crazy. You can't afford to just, go on any kind of losing run. And we didn't even get consecutive back-to-back wins last season.
Yeah. But don't you think it as well, though? Obviously, sort of, when you look at the league finishing position last season, any other season, that's relegation.
Luckily, I've been looking over the results over the years, and we've not needed that 40-point mark to avoid relegation for a long time now. But yeah, back in the day, this would definitely be relegation form. We were certainly in relegation form for large parts of the season, and we were helped out by the fact that there was a couple of teams worse off.
Yeah.
It can never happen again.
I don't know, you know what? And this is my issue with this manager. It's the players, where we've got the players, and I reckon maximum of 3 players we'll get in this window. It's going to be the same players that he sat there and said in the middle of the season when he joined the club, saying this is the worst Manchester United team ever. It's the same players he's going to have next season. Where is improvement? Yes, we got a couple of players, new players in, 2 or 3 new players in, but it's going to be the same Harry Maguire at centre back. It's going to De Ligt 2.5 overhaul De Ligt, because I think Harry Maguire is a better player than De Ligt. People might question me and say, no, he's not. But again, De Ligt is another player who, again, is injury prone as well.
He's a decent addition, though, isn't it?
I don't know.
I haven't got any issues with De Ligt, if I'm honest. Euro has been a revelation. What a talent he is.
Yeah. See, for me, next season, if I could pick it, my 3 back, it would be Maguire, Euro, and Heaven. That's it.
Wow. So, I mean, in terms of seniority, I think Heaven's probably going to be the backup, right? So, the starting 3 as things stand will probably be Euro, Maguire, and De Ligt.
You've
got Mazraoui as the right centre back backup option.
Yeah.
And then you've got Heaven.
I love Heaven.
Well, I think we're light. Luke Shaw, he plays about 2 games a season. So
he's my captain. He's my United captain, but I do get what you're saying. I understand. He's always injured. I get it.
Did you just say that Luke Shaw is your captain? So?
Well, he would be my captain, yeah, if he was fit. If he was fit, he would be my captain. If fit Luke Shaw.
If buts and maybes, fans. A captain has to be a player who's a first-team starter, no?
Redley's asking a question because I think he's still better than Ugarte. Simple as that. As simple as that. Again, we've gone off track anyway. Mr. B did say to me, by the time we get on here, we'll be chatting anyway. We're ready to talk about the Jadon Sancho going to. Rumours is there's a possibility he's going to AC Milan.
Right. Do we have a source for these rumours?
We ain't got a clue. We ain't got a clue. We ain't
got a clue. Oh, it's one of them ones.
It's one of them ones. At the end of the day, the way I look at it is, for Man United and for what we are, that's, like when Ange go, that's just who we are, mate. That's the way I look at United and the transfer, and to get players out the pit outside. It's literally, we find it so difficult because of the wages they're on. But that's what I asked earlier, is in regards to, you can't blame the players for the wages they're on.
Oh, absolutely not. Like, them and their agents are out for themselves.
Yeah.
They've got every right to demand what they demand, but it's on the club to negate that. But we had incompetent people in positions before who were handing out silly contracts.
Yeah. Oh, big up Bill, long time. The Samuel, I see Samuel, not met you before. Not welcome to the channel. Harry Maguire is no Yap Stam. We know that. We know he's not. We know.
You can say that again.
We definitely know he ain't no Yap Stam. Believe you me. Welcome to the channel, though. Respect for that. Bill's there as well. Samuel, what is Samuel asking? Is he doing Harry Maguire, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, Mason Mount should join? Again, another thing with this whole, I think Mason Mount will be at the club. He's not going anywhere. I think he's an Amarin player, but again, injuries is going to
be that's the thing, isn't it? The injuries are the main problem with him. He actually fits what Amarin wants to do. And also the fact, or his age, and the fact that he's English as well, and the fact that we just won't replace players. Like, I reckon he'll take up all of Eriksen's minutes as well. So I'm expecting him to remain.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, yes, big up here is Solo. Guys, it wasn't going to be a long show, but anything else you want to wrap up on it? Brush? We just keep it nice.
That's the thing with United, isn't it, Solo? once you start chatting, man.
There's so much we could still talk about.
Ended, isn't it?
Honestly.
We can touch on the Brian Mbeumo situation. Listen, we can talk about Gyökeres.
Yes.
There's still a lot of things. It depends how long you want to go for, bro.
Yeah. Well, I only came on to do half an hour, and I said to Mr. D, I only want to do half an hour, to be fair.
All right, let's wrap it up then. So at the moment, though, I want to say, like, with the Mbeumo stuff, I reckon we should just keep calm. I think he's coming to us. He's already turned down Newcastle. Obviously, there's talk now this week because it's a slow news week, and obviously Thomas Frank going to Spurs. So, put 2 and 2 together and got 65. I'm not sure if Levy's the kind of man that will just happily part with 70 odd million. So yeah, I think people can rest assured. But I would say, though, I wouldn't like to get into any kind of bidding war. So there comes a point where if they have put in a massive bid, I'd like us to walk away and look at alternatives, because we need to set precedent and show that we're not on that no more, where we're willing to overpay. Because what will happen is, if we overpay for a player like that, they'll come in, and then there'll be people who have unrealistic expectations based on the fee paid. And then when they underwhelm and don't live up to it, they're going to get cussed out, like Anthony.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. And then with this one as well, where will Rashford end up? A lot of people keep saying, oh, he wants Barcelona. He wants Barcelona.
And that's a concern for me, Solo.
Unless you're fine. Yeah, go on. Tell us your concern.
My concern is that he's going to hold out for Barcelona, and Barcelona pulling levers left, right, and centre, and they're not financially stable. So it's a saga that I can see, carrying on all throughout the window. And if it's Barca, I have a feeling they might just put in a cheeky loan bid or something and just take the piss, whereas we really need him off the books totally. Yeah,
100%. But again, the wage is not going to, go and say, right, I'm going to take a massive pay cut. Man United will have to fork out whatever money it is.
I mean, for Barcelona, he might, because obviously that's like a once in a lifetime opportunity, isn't it? But
no, but Rashford going to, I don't know, would he sort of not go to play European football? Would he not go play Champions League football?
To be honest, Spurs makes a lot of sense for me. Like, Son's not getting any younger, and they could do with someone.
Yeah, and I've said it a while back, he would fit in Spurs. I think, though, if he went Arsenal will win the title. And I will always say it, and I will always tell people that. I think if he goes Arsenal, they'll win the title. But Arteta won't win the title until he moves to Man City. That's how I think about it.
Wow,
so,
what a bombshell to end on, huh?
Listen, that's how it is when it comes to Arsenal fans and me. That's it. So, but guys, listen, it's been absolutely fantastic. Brush, it's been absolutely a treat.
Big up all of those on Twitter as well that are watching. And if you are on Twitter, listen, man, head over to the YouTube, share, and sub. Join us.
100%. And as I said, I'm back. We didn't really talk about the subject we wanted to. We did talk about Sancho, but it's the first day back, so unfortunately.
To be honest, though, Solo, there's no actual links confirming anything to AC Milan in it, so it's just a
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Nothing will probably come of it anyway, to be honest.
He might do what Lingard does and go to play for some team in China, South Korea,
Yeah.
and he's loving life over there, isn't he?
Yeah. I don't think he's loving. I don't think they're loving his football though. But yeah,
Well, yeah,
he vlogs and stuff.
he does. Well, listen, his
But that's the problem, Solo. In this day and age, like football is just a side hustle for a lot of these guys. They just want to be celebrities and
and that's it.
Other things.
And that's it. But yeah, guys, listen, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for today, guys. Remember, as what Bro said, if you are watching from Twitter, just make sure you jump over to YouTube, give us a like, share, and a subscribe. Also, we do apologize. We didn't really read out a lot of comments, but the guys will be back, I believe, on Monday. So just join them, tune in, and I probably will see you guys maybe not next week, but maybe the week after or something like that. But it will be a surprise when it comes on.
Community again, Solo.
Yeah, that's all it is. Turn up when it is. Okay, guys. But from myself, Brush, where can the people find you?
The people can find me here, man. I'll be in the comments mostly. I sometimes join Mr. B as well on a Friday night. So yeah, you can find me here. Yeah, I'm just about, man.
Big up. All right, guys. From us, enjoy the rest of the sun.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.